Mitsuo Fuchida yelled, "Tora, Tora, Tora," as he led the first wave of Japanese bombers into Pearl Harbor, ending up killing 2,400 Americans. Fuchida ended up serving the entire war. He survived and retired to his farm in Japan, but empty and soulless. He said, "Life has no meaning and no taste." Jacob DeShazer was peeling potatoes at the time of the Pearl Harbor attack. He was a sergeant in the Army, and he got so full of rage and hatred towards the enemy, he immediately went and enrolled and enlisted into Doolittle's Raiders, an elite air combat corpsman that was commissioned to take the offensive into Japan. And a few months later, he found himself about 300 miles south of Tokyo, dropping over 2,000 tons of bombs, only to run out of fuel. He had to eject. He crashed, broke a few ribs, was captured by the Japanese, and ultimately ended up spending about 40 months as a prisoner of war, with the hatred towards his enemy growing by the day and by the day. And then he found the Bible, and his life was changed. There's a verse in the Bible where Jesus says, while he's hanging on the cross, "Forgive them, for they do not know what they do." And so years later, DeShazer and his wife went back to Japan as missionaries with a pamphlet that was simply labeled, "I was a prisoner of Japan," and it talks about his conversion in prisoner as a POW, his conversion to Christ. And that pamphlet ended up in Fushida's hands in a Tokyo train station, and it moved him so much he went and got his own Bible. And then he ultimately wrote his own evangelistic book. And the two of them fought against each other for so long, and then side by side for God. What an amazing story of just forgiveness and redemption. And it reminds me of all the times in my life that I've struggled to forgive people, bitterness raging so strongly that I just couldn't see the goodness in front of me. I was blinded. And then Jesus showed up. And all of a sudden I could see, I could love again, and I was no longer afraid to be hurt by people. It's such a powerful tool we have, not just for reconciliation and relationship, but for our own freedom. There's freedom in life when you're not chained by the bitterness of somebody else's actions towards you. Whoever you're thinking about right now, release them and discover the freedom of not living for man and not living for self, but living for God. Have a blessed day.